All right, folks, gather round because today we're diving deep into the often overlooked history of Africa. And no, I'm not talking about the Lion King version. We're going way back beyond the stereotypes to uncover the truth about this incredible continent. You see, Africa wasn't just a place waiting to be discovered by Europeans. It was home to complex empires, bustling trade routes, and innovations that shaped the world. But then colonialism happened, and well, things got complicated. So buckle up as we journey from ancient kingdoms to modern independence movements and everything in between. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's be real, the narrative of Africa often starts with colonialism, as if nothing existed before Europeans showed up. But that's like saying Beyoncé's career started with Destiny's Child. Sure, it's part of the story, but it ignores a whole lot of greatness that came before. Before the scramble for Africa, this continent was a tapestry of powerful empires. We're talking about the Mali Empire, richer than any medieval European kingdom, with cities like Timbuktu that were centres of knowledge and scholarship. And let's not forget the Great Zimbabwe, with its impressive stone structures, a testament to African ingenuity. These societies weren't perfect, no society is, but they had their own systems of governance, trade, art and innovation. They were vibrant and dynamic, with complex social structures and rich cultural traditions. Then came the Europeans, with their guns, germs, and insatiable appetite for resources. Colonialism wasn't just about drawing lines on a map. It was about dismantling existing power structures, exploiting resources, and imposing a new social order. Imagine someone walking into your house, rearranging your furniture, and then telling you it's for your own good. That's colonialism in a nutshell. It disrupted traditional economies, forcing Africans into labour systems that benefited the colonizers. But it wasn't just economics, it was personal. Africans were treated as inferior, their cultures dismissed, their languages suppressed. Colonial education systems were designed to instill a sense of subservience, to make Africans believe in their own inferiority. Imagine being told your history doesn't matter, that your ancestors were savages who contributed nothing to the world. That's the legacy of colonialism, a legacy of psychological trauma that continues to affect generations. But here's the thing about Africans. We're resilient. We've always found ways to resist, to preserve our cultures, and to fight for our dignity. And that leads us to our next chapter. So, colonialism tried to hold Africa back. But like a seed pushing through concrete, the spirit of resistance never died. For centuries, Africans resisted colonial rule in countless ways, from small acts of defiance to armed uprisings. Remember Queen Nzinga of Ndongo and Matamba? She wasn't about to let the Portuguese push her around. She led her people in resistance for decades, a true symbol of African strength. And then there's the Maji Maji Rebellion in East Africa, where communities united against German colonial oppression, using spiritual beliefs as a source of strength. These acts of resistance may not have always resulted in immediate victory, but they kept the flame of freedom burning. Fast forward to the 20th century, and that flame became a roaring fire. World War II had weakened European powers, and Africans, inspired by independence movements across the globe, were ready to reclaim their continent. From Ghana to Algeria, from Kenya to Angola, independence movements gained momentum. Leaders like Kwame Nkrumah, Jomo Kenyatta and Patrice Lumumba emerged, demanding an end to colonial rule. These leaders, many of whom had been educated in the West, used their knowledge of colonial systems to dismantle them from within. They organized protests, rallied international support, and negotiated for independence. But freedom wasn't simply handed over. The struggle for independence was often met with brutal force. In Kenya, the Mau Mau uprising saw Africans detained in camps, subjected to torture and abuse. And in Algeria, the war for independence raged for years, a bloody conflict that left its mark on both nations. These sacrifices paved the way for a new era in Africa. One by one, countries gained their independence, raising their flags high and stepping onto the world stage as sovereign nations. But independence wasn't a magic wand. Decades of colonialism had left their mark, and the newly independent nations faced enormous challenges. But that's a story for another time. So there you have it, a glimpse into the rich and complex history of Africa. From ancient empires to hard-won independence, the story of Africa is one of resilience, innovation, and an unwavering spirit. It's a history that's often overlooked or misrepresented, but it's a history that deserves to be told and celebrated. So the next time you think of Africa, remember this: it's not a continent defined by its past, but one that's shaping the future. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more enlightening journeys through history. Stay curious,